My name is Tony Retrovato, and I'm a retired English teacher. And I want to sell you something today. And please don't turn off the set. I want to sell you something. It's not going to cost you any money, ever. What I want to sell you is a change in attitude. And the attitude change I'm talking about is toward grammar, English grammar. Who am I talking to? Who do I want as my audience? First of all, 99% of the people out there that I want to talk to hate grammar. Can't stand studying it. They hate the idea that they have to perform on tests for teachers and give them stuff that the teacher wants to hear so they can pass the test. They don't care about it. They don't know about it. They're just trying to get through the motions. That's 99%. Then there's a percent of you. I want you too. I want to talk to you. You're the English teachers, the professors, the people who think this is very important stuff. You know, you're right. It's very important stuff. But your attitude is wrong. Because you're blaming your students for not being interested, for not cooperating, for not getting into this, for not sharing your passion. It's not their fault. It's the system that you're trying to teach them. That's where the fault lies. And that's the attitude change I'm trying to get from you. Change in attitude. From blaming your kids to blaming what you're teaching, how you're teaching it. I want to change that. Please stay with me on this. This is great stuff. You're going to like it. I can tell you a short story. I sat next to a kid one time, just happened to at a banquet. He was a senior in high school. I said, "What are you studying?" Blah, blah. "You're going to go to college?" "Yeah." We started talking about grammar. Talked to him for 15 minutes. He called me up a couple days later. He said, "I learned more grammar from you than I did in all the years I ever was in school." I'm amazing at this stuff. And I want to share it with you. I'm a staunch supporter of the idea of predestination. You know, predestination means you have free choice, but all the choices you're ever going to make are all written down someplace. So you don't really have any free choice at all. Your course for your life is plotted for you before you start. And no matter what you do, it's where you're going to end up. Well, that's me. Because if anybody had ever told me I was going to be a teacher, I'd have told them they're crazy. I'd never be a teacher. But here I am. And there I was for over 30 years in the English classroom. If what I want to do works, if you listen, eventually this is going to change the way English is taught, the way grammar is taught in every classroom in the English-speaking world, at every level of education. It's going to be changed. It's got to happen. It's only a matter of when. I got the answer. I got to tell you a little bit about me because it's important for you to know. There are two elements of my personality, two characteristics that seem in complete conflict with one another. Number one, I have learning disorders. My learning disorders they really frustrate me, but they're there. I can't ignore them. They are there. Example, for 2 years, my wife and I went to see her mother at a nursing home, about 70 miles away. Most of it was highway. Every week for 2 years, we went to see her. Every week for 2 years, she had to tell me where to turn. Now, that's okay a couple of times. I'm talking 2 years. I never knew how to get there. There are things that I don't learn. I can't learn them. That's the one part of my personality that I think you need to know. The second thing is, I have this penchant for doing things. I have to finish, and I have to do it, whatever I'm doing, as good as it can be done. I'm the kind of guy that if I had a jigsaw puzzle with pieces missing, and I wanted to know what the puzzle looked like, I would make the pieces. I'd fashion them out of jigsaw, with a jigsaw, and I'd color them and I'd put them in. I said, "Well, no, you wouldn't." "Yes, I would." I'm obsessive like that. And now, since my topic here is grammar, I want to talk to you about holes, if you will, holes that I found as an English teacher in the way grammar was being presented. there are basically 4 ways up to now, up to what I'm doing or what I've done here. This is what I've done. It's really something. Look at the size of it. There are 4 ways to present grammar in the classroom. This is what I've come up against. Number 1, traditional. Number 2, transformational. Number 3, linguistics. And number 4 is something called grammar through a student's writing. And the next time we meet, I'm going to go into a little bit of each one of those and explain it to you. And then we're going to get into my program, and you're going to love this stuff.